Have you ever spent 20 minutes writing a text message, only to delete it and start over? Or laid in bed, replaying a conversation from 3 years ago, wondering if you sounded weird? Or maybe you've imagined every possible outcome before making a simple decision. If so, congratulations, you're human. Because humans have a strange superpower. We can think about our thoughts. And sometimes, we do it way too much. Today, let's talk about why we overthink everything and why your brain might be working against you. Imagine you're walking through a forest 10,000 years ago. You hear a rustle in the bushes. What's more useful? Assuming it's nothing, or assuming it's a predator? For our ancestors, the cautious people survived. The people who constantly asked, "What if?" lived long enough to pass on their genes. In other words, your brain evolved to spot problems. Not happiness, not peace. Problems. And even though most of us aren't running from lions anymore, our brains still act like danger is around every corner. Except now the danger is things like, what if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I make the wrong decision? The problem is that your brain doesn't always know the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. To your mind, a missed deadline can feel as urgent as a predator. A social rejection can feel life-threatening. So your brain starts searching for solutions, again and again. But here's where things get weird. Most people think overthinking helps them solve problems. In reality, it often does the opposite. Think of your brain like a search engine. If you ask it a useful question, you'll get useful answers. But if you ask, what if everything goes wrong? Your brain will happily generate 500 terrifying possibilities. The brain's job isn't to tell the truth. Its job is to prepare you for possibilities, even unlikely ones. That's why overthinking often feels productive. You're busy, you're analyzing, you're considering every angle. But you're not actually moving forward. You're just running on a mental treadmill. Lots of effort, no progress. Another reason we overthink is because we hate uncertainty. Humans crave control. We want guarantees. We want to know that we'll succeed before we start. That people will like us before we speak. That everything will work out before we take the risk. But life doesn't work that way. And because uncertainty feels uncomfortable, we try to think our way out of it. The problem? Some questions don't have answers. At least not right now. And the more we chase certainty, the more trapped we become. So how do we stop overthinking? First, realize something important. Thinking is not the same as solving. If you've been thinking about the same problem for hours or days, you're probably not solving it anymore. You're looping. Second, take action before you feel ready. Action creates clarity. Most answers appear after you start, not before. And finally, accept uncertainty. You don't need to know everything. You don't need perfect information. Sometimes the next step is enough. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more psychology and self-improvement content.